Good afternoon to you. The South African football fraternity is in mourning. Condolences are pouring in after the passing of Premier Soccer League 2019-2020 assistant referee of the season, Sean Olive. Now, his passing comes 4 days after a car accident in which he was severely injured. To speak about him, we are joined by his girlfriend, Cherise Peterser. Cherise, good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us. I can imagine it must be a very difficult time for yourself and your family and Sean's family, so condolences to all of you, Cherise. Now, South Africans know Sean as a match official. You, of course, know him on a more personal level. Tell us a bit about Sean.
Thanks so much, Nicole. Thank you very much for reaching out. I really appreciate the opportunity to just share with South Africa a little bit more about Sean. You know, as officials will tell you, officiating is a thankless job. You go there because you love what you do, not for the praise. And Sean was that epitomized. He did what he did for the people around him because he loved and cared and wanted to give his all, not because he wanted anything in return. Anyone who knows him and everybody who does know him knows that he was a kind and gentle and extremely beautiful soul, and a person that anybody who met just fell in love with. He would give his all to the people around him. He would give his shirt off his back to help those that were in need, without question, without hesitating, and without ever asking for something in return. Sean was so passionate about his job. He was so passionate about officiating in football. It's a passion he shared with his late father, who we also lost only a year ago. So, you know, as difficult as it is for us and for the family and the friends, we know they are up there watching down and cheering on everybody in the football fraternity across the world.
Cherise, Back a Buddy, you of course started that. Now, how much money have you raised thus far, and are you still continuing with Back a Buddy? Because I can imagine that there are still medical fees that you know, still need to be paid for by either yourself or the family.
Yes, so we started the Back a Buddy Fund, you know, due to COVID. Unfortunately, the officials had a really hard time keeping up with their payments and their expenses, and as a result, Sean had lost his medical aid. So I started the fund because I really know that the type of person he is, the first concern he would have is how is he going to pay for it, and having an accident like that where you have both your legs broken, you'd never be able to go back to football straight away. So the Back a Buddy Fund was purely from everybody around him that just wanted to reach out and help and make sure that he came back strong and ready and worrying about his recovery and not about where the money and the finances will go. The Back a Buddy Fund is still running. As you said, the medical bills will come. They will have to be covered. You know, the staff at Baragwana Hospital have been fantastic. The hospital was so good, the staff was so good. I phoned them on a regular basis, every 2 hours. They never refused me. They were never rude. They were always welcoming and would go and check on Sean and let me know how he's doing. So we really want to be able to cover those expenses so it can go back into that hospital to help more people who need it. So yes, the fund will keep running. The funds will cover those expenses, and then of course his funeral as well.
Cherise, do you think that the PSL needs to do more to ensure that our officials have medical cover? I do understand, of course, this does not guarantee life and we cannot bring Sean back, but there is a big difference in time when you are turned away by an institution due to not having medical aid or not having funds. It makes a big difference to, you know, you saving your life and not. So do you think that the PSL needs to do more about that?
Look, I think between SAFA and PSL, I would advocate absolutely yes, if they can professionalise refereeing and just give referees the stability that they need for officiating to be a full-time job, offering them things like medical cover. It would make such a huge difference. I know that it is not always easy. It's hardest done than just spoken about by people who are not in the position to make those decisions. But most definitely, I really hope that this going forward will really drive to PSL and SAFA both that their officials need them, and their officials need to be looked after. You know, without your match officials, you don't have a game. So it is definitely something that I think going forward is going to be looked at and is going to be pressurized from the top.
Cherise, thank you so much again for making the time to chat with us. We will definitely celebrate the life of Sean, and of course, once again, condolences from eNCA to you and Sean's family. That is Cherise Peterson, girlfriend of the former late assistant referee of the season, Sean Olive, who has passed away following a car accident he had a few days ago. Up next, we do have Arthur